The bell above the door of the convenience store dinged as Deputy Womack walked inside. He nodded to Fred, the old-timer behind the counter, and turned right to head to the drink coolers. It had been a long, boring day, and it had the deputy feeling tired. He wanted an energy drink to pick him up, but it looked like they were out. He was looking at the various options for energy drinks when he noticed somebody had walked up on the left of him. He glanced over and saw the long, twisted-up dreads that belonged to that girl at the haunted house. Lucy, that was her name. "How you doing, ma'am?" he said, thinking he sounded like an idiot. She turned towards him with a big, bright smile on her face.
"Well, well, Deputy. Fancy seeing you here," Lucy said.
"Oh, yeah, I was going to get me one of those energy drinks, the motherfucking Black Skull of Death, but they're all out. Pardon my French."
"You don't have to pardon nothing. I say things like fucking all the time. I say it almost as much as I do it,"
she said, and then laughed. She slightly touched his arm, and he could feel his cheeks get red.
"So, Deputy—"
"Womack, Tom Womack," he said, sticking his hand out. She took it femininely and did a slight bow.
"Nice to meet you, Tom. My name is—"
"Lucy. Yeah, I remember," he said, cutting her off.
"I see that you do,"
she said with a laugh.
"Tell me then, Tom, what time do you get done keeping the town safe?"
"I don't. That is, it's my job to keep the town safe 24/7, Tom said, but he immediately regretted it, thinking it sounded corny. "But officially, I'm off the clock. I was actually on my way home for the night."
"All right,"
she said, her enthusiasm surprising him.
"Well, I want to personally invite you to a party."
"A party, huh? Who's all going to be there?"
"Well, I'm going to be there."
She walked up and put her hands on his chest and lifted on her tiptoes to get her face close to his.
"And if you come, you'll be there."
Deputy Tom Womack felt his armpits start sweating, and he became almost uncomfortably hot. "So—" he gulped more audibly than he ever wanted to. "Just me and you?"
"No, silly."
She slapped his chest and backed away.
"There's going to be a couple more people there."
She turned away from him and opened the freezer door nearest her. She bent over and grabbed a 12-pack of beer that was at the very bottom. Deputy Womack took the opportunity to check out her ass and was shocked to see the eyeful he got. She wasn't wearing any panties, and he saw everything in its hairless beauty.
"Would you give me a hand?"
she said. The deputy forced himself to stop staring at her exposed ass and pussy and looked towards her face, which was looking back at him and grinning.
"I can't seem to get this box out, officer."
Tom almost tripped over his own feet, rushing down to help her out. He knelt and took over for her, trying to pull the 12-pack box out. She stood up to give him some room. With a good tug, he managed to pull it free.
"Come on, let's get out of here,"
she said, and turned away from him. Tom, not knowing what to think of any of this, just stood up with the 12-pack and carried it to the counter. "Hey, Tom," Fred said from behind the counter when the deputy sat the 12-pack down. "Hey, Fred," Tom replied. "Who's your friend?" Fred asked as he rung the beer up. "That's Lucy. They're opening that haunted house over off West Main Street." He turned and looked at her thumbing through the comic book rack. "She's a real looker, huh?" "She's something, all right. You be careful, Tom. She looks like trouble. Like she could fuck you 2 ways till Tuesday, and you'll wake up without your billfold." "Oh, I'll be all right." Tom gave him the cash for the beer and picked up the box. Lucy saw him and walked with him to the door. She looked back and saw Fred eyeballing them, and gave him a little wave. Once they were outside, Tom stopped and scanned the parking spots and the pumps. The only cars he saw were his police cruiser and Fred's beat-up Ford truck. "Where's your car at, Lucy?" he asked her.
"I don't have one. I walked."
"All the way from Main Street? This time of night?" He looked at her, and she shook her head yes. "Why don't I just give you a ride?"
"Thanks. That would be great,"
she said. They walked over to his patrol car, and Tom opened the back door and set the beer on the back seat.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.